So next, in this video, we are going to see about the intercell interference coordination. So intercell interference coordination is when the user equipment is going to be placed on the edge cell, it is going to interfere with the neighboring cells. So when the user equipment is going to interfere with the neighboring cell, then there is going to be an intercell interference to be present. So here your LTE, which is going to use an universal frequency reuse, that is, it is going to have the same spectrum is going to be used in the each cell there. So why we are going to use same spectrum is it is going to meet the spectrum efficiency. And what is going to be the greatest challenge here is going to it is going to lead your higher intercell interference there. So this intercell interference can be minimized by using the base station coordination or network MIMO there. So a multiple input, multiple output system there. So your ICI minimization techniques can be used both for uplink and downlink. So downlink ICI minimization. So there are going to be three approaches under this. One is your ICI randomization and next is your ICI cancellation. So and the ICI randomization is going to be when after the code word, that is the modulation has been done, a code word is going to be generated and this code word is going to be scrambled after the channel coding with the pseudo random sequence there. So here the scrambling is going to be cell specific in the case of your ICI randomization. Next is your ICI cancellation. So your ICI cancellation is nothing but your user equipment is going to decode the interfering signals from the neighboring cells, and it is going to subtract from the desired signal there. But the disadvantage here is the user equipment cannot decode the physical downlink control channel from the neighboring cells, and it does not know what is going to be the transmission format from the neighboring cells. So the practical solution here is to use a spatial interference cancellation with statistical knowledge of the interference channel. So here your ICI minimization in downlink is going to be limited by the capability and the number of antennas which is going to be used in the user equipment. So third approach is going to be your ICI coordination or avoidance. So your ICI coordination or avoidance is going to be basically based on a scheduler implementation or the E node B. So here there is going to be restrictions to the download resource management in a coordination between the neighboring cells there. So the restrictions can be either on a time or frequency resources or the transmit power at E node B. So here it is going to need additional inter E node B communication and user equipment measurements and reports. The ICI coordination or avoidance technique, it can be either static or semi-static. So static means here it is going to be fixed. So static ICI coordination or avoidance is going to be done during your cell planning and does not need frequent reconfiguration there. And it does not consider the cell load and user distribution because it is static there. And semi-static is it needs reconfiguration on a time scale basis, whether it can be on seconds or longer than that. So the information such as the transmit power and the traffic load is going to be exchanged between the neighboring E node Bs over the X2 interface. So here a LTE system is going to define the E node B power restriction signaling. So here your power restriction is going signaling in the downlink. So how it is going to be done is using a relative narrowband transmission power indicator, which is going to be exchanged between the E node Bs over the X2 interface there. So each bit of this relative narrowband transmission power is going to correspond to one physical resource block, where it is going to indicate the maximum transmitter power on that physical resource block. So based on the RNTP indicators from the neighboring cells, each E node B will improve the performance of the user equipment in its own cell by scheduling and power allocation. So here we can see that in your cell 1, first is going to have the highest power there. So the cell user equipment will be managed to the power, it will try to transmit during that particular duration there. So uplink ICI minimization. So in your uplink ICI minimization is your ICI randomization. So here also it is going to scramble the encoded symbols prior to modulation, and user here we are, instead of cell specific, it is going to be a user equipment specific scrambling is going to be used. Next is ICI cancellation. So ICI cancellation is, it is going to be more applicable in the uplink than in the downlink, as the E node B has higher computational capability and more antennas. Uplink power control. So your uplink power control is, your LTE is going to use the fractional power control to suppress the ICI in the uplink. So ICI coordination and avoidance is going to be similar to your downlink. Next is your coordinated multi-point reception. So it is going to be developed, this coordinated multi-point reception is going to be for the uplink in LTE advanced. So here the coordinated reception of the multiple E nodes of the transmitted signals from geographically separated user equipments in the different cells. That is, when the user equipments are going to be separated geographically, it is going to receive, the E node B is going to receive the transmitted signals from all these user equipments. It is a coordinated reception method. So as uplink scheduling is going to be performed at the E node B, coordinated intercell scheduling is applied to control the ICI. Your uplink coordinated multi-point reception has limited impact on the radio interface specification. Thank you.